All right, Coach Koonz, co-defensive coordinator, linebacker coach out here at Higher Ground. Interesting day today.
Yeah.
Struggled a little bit in the beginning. The offense kind of had their way with you, but you had to be pleased the way your guys bounced back and came on at the end of practice.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the guys are really taking to heart situational football, and if we can continue to do that and understanding what the segment of practice is, what we're simulating, 1st and 10, early downs, what we call loose downs, and then 3rd down when we got to pin those ears back, and then red zone when we got to build a wall. 1 minute drill at the end, like you said, had some success today, and the guys have really bought into having a purpose when they go on the field. We're not just taking the field to line up and play ball. What is the situation? And we're really stressing that. We've been doing it since day 4. You know, the first 3 days was kind of learn what to do. Day 4, and you're seeing it. The D-line is getting great pressure. I mean, and that's where it starts. Those guys are doing a great job of getting off the football, and they're working their games inside. They're playing run fits. They're getting off the ball. And when they're doing that, it's easy in the back end. And guys are doing a good job of seeing where they fit in the 1/11th of their role.
It had to be when you looked at this roster the past couple years.
Yeah.
Hope we don't take a guy, hope a guy doesn't get hurt there, hope something doesn't happen here. But now when you look at it, you got to be pretty happy. 2 deep all the way down into the 3 deep even with what you guys have now.
Well, it's definitely a luxury as a coaching staff and as a defensive and as a team, and Coach Tuberville's talked about it, having some depth. But what it brings is competition. And these guys know if they make some mistakes, there's guys behind them that are very talented that once they learn it, they can take the job. And that's risen the game of the first team guys or the guys going with the first group. And heck, right now we've told them, hey, until we scrimmage, learn it. And then we're going to start moving pieces after that. So it's wide open, and the guys believe that, and they're getting opportunities. And there's some guys out here making it count. And shoot, we had some guys today really step up. It was good to see.
Who in your mind has really had a good camp, has really started to stand out, and maybe made a jump from the spring and summer that you didn't necessarily see coming?
Oh, man. I mean, there's a bunch of guys, and I think there's a lot of our young DBs. Again, to name one would be tough, but I really think they're really buying into what Coach Gilhammer's doing and how they're fitting into the run and the pass and playing techniques. So a lot of those young DBs, and hell, you name it, from last year, they were all young last year. So all of those guys have taken a jump. And then up front, we got some guys up front that from being sophomores and freshmen, now they're sophomores, juniors. Shoot, those guys are taking it, and then those guys inside, I think, are really working hard. The Paces and the Broughtons, and I mean, like I said, it's the whole line, the D tackles, the D ends, but all those guys. So to name one, man, I just hope we all, as a whole group, just keep pushing forward. I really believe that.
As a coach, it's got to be fun though to look around that room and have that competition and know. Coaches always say the biggest thing is playing time.
Yeah,
you can take it away now.
Yeah, well, in my room, just alone with the linebackers, I got 9 guys in there right now, and the competition is fierce. And I mean, heck, if a guy goes down one series, the next guy's going in, and we got guys that split time last year. We got guys that played a lot last year, even though they were swimming last year. Now they had last year. They had a spring. Now camp. Now they're using the defense in the situations that I was talking about earlier. But now the 3rd guy's pushing the 2nd guy. And it is. And you know what? They're buying into that mentality and that culture of it doesn't matter who's on the field. Whoever is on the field for that snap is the first team. And we've got to be able to have that luxury. And if we can do that, now a 14-game season or however long we can go is manageable.
You look at your starting 2 guys, Bryce and Eric.
Yep.
Bryce feels like he's been around here forever, even though it's only. And how are you surprised that he's been able to assimilate himself that quickly and kind of being accepted as a leader, or even though he's only a sophomore?
Well, I think because of his position, because he's playing the middle linebacker and he does make the calls up front, I think he's viewed a little bit as a leader because he has to be vocal in that aspect. But Bryce is definitely still a sophomore, and I think Bryce will be the first person to tell you that he's come a long way with that experience last year. But his ceiling is way higher than what he is right now, and he's not there yet. And so am I surprised? No, because he's a bright kid. But is there better football coming along? Absolutely. And then Eric right now, Eric is a senior. Eric's played for 2 years. Eric's been through this for the 4th time. Now there's some definite, some older guys, and we got, between Antonio Pinard and Frank Buscinelli, 2 other seniors right now. TK was a junior college kid, but he's coming in, and he's a mature guy. Frank's a mature guy, been here. Those 3 have really been the core guys in my room.
And you kind of had to be like a kid at Christmas with some new toys when the freshmen come in, and you see Sponseller and Statham and even
Joel DeBlanco.
Yeah, DeBlanco come in late.
Yeah, very, very pleased with how they put attention to detail. They got a long way to go, but if they'll continue to focus on the details and not just the big picture, but what exactly is my footwork in each situation, where are my eyes supposed to be, if they'll continue to do that, I think all 3 of those guys have a real bright future here, and I'm really excited about it.
In terms of freshman class as a whole, I mean, usually you look and you're like, well, there's one guy that you think can help this year. There's 1 or 2. you've got 6, 7 guys that are true freshmen that.
Hey, and we'll know in a couple of years. You know, we'll really know in a couple of years. But that just shows you everybody that's sitting there putting a label on what happened in February on signing day and where we're at. I'll tell you what, I'll take the crew we just took any day, 10 days out of 10. I'll take those guys because they're all good kids. They're working hard. There's definitely a talent factor there, and they all fit into what our needs were and what our plan was in recruiting, and we couldn't be more pleased.
Everybody wants to hear about Perry Young.
Yeah,
give him a little bit.
Yeah, Perry's doing good. You know, he's playing a nickel position for Coach Gilhammer. You know, he's come in and he had a little bit of an advantage coming from Spain Park High School. Sean Rainey, their head coach, very similar scheme. Very, very similar scheme, and that was a big draw. He knew a lot of the concepts that we're doing here. You know, Sean and I worked together for 2 years at Iowa State University, so there was a definite understanding of him coming in and going, oh, it's just like blank, even though the name might be different. And then talent-wise, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a high motor guy. He's playing fast, and if you'll do that, the rest of it will take care of itself. So I'm really excited about Perry's future as well.
Cooper gave him a nickname. I'm trying to spread it. Psycho P.
I'll let you guys do that. All right, just make sure we're getting lined up on 3rd and 8.
Coach Koonz,
appreciate you. Thank you very much.